And speaking of unjust scales and not really being able to process stuff the way Candace lays out stuff, I got to shout out this brother, Kazeen. He gives an example. I think that's how you say his name. He gives an example of how Candace will provide receipts, but then run on to the next thing and gish gallop and provide so much information. When you actually slow down and fact check something, she's already on to the next 28 claims. I am going on tour this spring to Houston on March 21st, Dallas on March 22nd. We're also heading over to Chicago, Oakmont Theater in the Pittsburgh area, Arlington, Virginia, New York City, Los Angeles, Clearwater, Florida. Hit the pinned comment down below. Get your tickets now. It's gonna be a fun night. I'll be having some conversations about my new book, Godly Ambition, really getting over some of the victim mentality and what does it look like to steward our time, talent, and treasure for the Lord, and a live podcast answering your guys' questions. So all the dates and tickets are available now. Get them now before they sell out. Okay, so check this out.
Ms. Owens always brings the receipts. But is she reading them right? In episode 245 of her show, Candace mentions that, according to tips, Charlie was not brought to the closest or best hospital.
We've also received a lot of tips that the hospital that Charlie was taken to is not the closest hospital. And it also would not have been the #1 choice hospital for someone that was suffering from that sort of a wound. Like it was a trauma 3 center. He was taken to a smaller regional hospital that was a little farther away and was also less equipped for the trauma that he suffered.
Okay, so put a pin in that claim. This is how this stuff works. He wasn't taken to the closest hospital, and he wasn't taken to the best hospital. Okay, so well, wait a minute, something's off here. That means his team must have been in on it. Why did it not take him to the, right? So she may not be saying that directly here, even though she's made the claims that he was betrayed by everybody, but the insinuation, it remains the same.
He was taken to Timpanogos Regional Hospital.
She lists this as one of too many things that just don't add up.
Right.
But it does add up if you do the math. Candace is right. Charlie was not brought to the closest hospital because that one, Orem Community Hospital, can't handle gunshot wounds. It's not listed as a trauma center by Utah's Bureau of Emergency Medical Services.
Whoops. So what's the point of even saying that he wasn't taken to the closest hospital? Well, that's not a trauma hospital. They couldn't have been able to serve him there.
Candace is also right that Charlie was not brought to the #1 choice of hospital because that one, Utah Valley Hospital, is almost 4 miles away, according to Google Maps.
Which in those types of situations, every minute, every mile, everything matters.
So what's the closest hospital that could treat him while he was bleeding out? The one that he was brought to. Timpanogos Regional, a level 3 trauma center only 2 miles away.
Right.
So Candace cited tips, said the official story didn't add up, but did she do the math?
You see? Do you see now? Do you see now? Those of you Candace simps that are still here and watching me engage with this sort of stuff, do you see the sleight of hand? Will she issue a correction? Will she clean this up? No! It's not good for ratings. Why would she?
But wait, there's more. In episode 253, she pivots.
But then we received an email from somebody in the medical staff at UVU saying, I'm certain that he was here, and I have a medical file and the text that we received at 2:08 p.m. saying that we're not allowed to touch the medical file. And here is the entry in the UVU system.
By UVU, she means Utah Valley Hospital.
The better hospital is far away. Now, a cool question for you guys. How long until you think she full on goes the Tupac is in Cuba route? Like, at what point do you think she just goes full on, like, you know, when Tupac got killed, he faked his own death and he's in Cuba with his aunt. How long until she gets there, do you guys think? Because different hospitals, where's the body? Like, all of these things, I think that's the next step. I think the next step is they're going to go that way, which is going to be even more gross and disgusting for the folks that are directly impacted by this. But let's let my man finish cooking here.
Now, remember, we just established that hospital is further away than Timpanogos.
Right.
But she doesn't correct the distance claim. Instead, she raises a new suspicion that Charlie was treated at Utah Valley Hospital in secret based on a leaked medical file.
And shame on you, whoever leaked this to her. Shame on you on whoever leaked this to her. This is what happens when you allow your loony community to write your show for you.
First, the tips were saying that Charlie wasn't brought to the correct hospital.
Right.
When in fact he was.
Right.
Then the tips implied that Charlie was brought in secret to a different hospital.
Right.
So which one is it? Is the issue that he was brought to the wrong hospital or brought to the right hospital in secret? And by the way, there is an explanation for why a medical file existed at Utah Valley Hospital. I'll cover that in another video. Now, you might think I'm cherry picking. After all, she made a mistake on the hospital distances, but didn't she identify a bunch of other weird gaps? Yeah, she did. And the biggest issue here actually isn't that Candace can make mistakes. I do too. It's that the goalposts keep moving.
Right.
And always in favor of the skeptic. The issue isn't just mistakes, it's methodology. When one suspicious claim is disproven, it's replaced with an opposite claim, which is also labeled suspicious.
And then there's a bunch of other claims made.
And when a claim is disproven, then people say, well, it was just brought up as a tip, not a claim. But by the time that anyone can slow down long enough to do diligence and assess one suspicion, 5 more suspicions have already been brought up in their place. And Candace Owens is raising suspicions 1 hour a day, 5 times a week. It took me 5 hours just to make this video rigorously examining one claim and one suspicion. How can anyone be expected to go through all of them?
And that's exactly the issue. How can anyone go through and debunk all of these when there are often legitimate answers? But most people aren't so chronically online that they're going to go down the rabbit hole of every conspiracy. This is just one creator. We've debunked some of her claims. There's been other creators that have debunked some of her claims, but there's only so many hours. And when you have a legion of people who are just sending you tip after tip after tip, and you are incapable of critically thinking through these things, you're going to arrive at very similar conclusions. Go to blessgodsummit.com and get your tickets now. This is going to be an amazing event here in Oceanside, California at the beautiful Seabird Resort. Wes Huff will be doing the keynote on the first night. We'll have Michael Knowles there, Ninjas and Butterflies, my man Gavin Ortland, KB and Southside Rabbi, Dr. Sean McDowell. God Logic will be debating Jacob Hansen on the Trinity. We have Mike Winger, Trizzleman Fitness, and this is going to be a phenomenal event. Josh Nadeau. So blessgodsummit.com. Get your tickets for real. Don't miss out on this event. These sorts of conversations happening and helping people understand their worldview, their virtues, and the impact they want to make. My man Justin Early, who's an amazing author and lawyer. So yeah, this is happening March 5th, 6th, and 7th in Oceanside. blessgodsummit.com. Get your tickets. If you are struggling or if you want to sponsor someone, we have the opportunity to sign up either for a scholarship or to sponsor. So if you're like, hey man, I can't afford to go, sign up for a sponsorship. We're going to be revealing some tickets. It's right underneath here. I want to be a sponsor. So you could sponsorship inquiry, or you can, so meaning you could sponsor someone or you can apply for a scholarship.